Okay, hi friends. I think I'm streaming. Oh, I don't need that at the moment. I think I'm streaming. Let's find out if I am. We will see. I think I am. Okay, I am. Alright. Hi friends. Welcome back to Love and Books and Hoops. It's been a couple weeks. I feel like my life has kind of been, a lot of things have been happening really fast, and I don't want to be here forever, but I gotta update y'all on some of the stuff that's been going on. Some reading updates, of course, some hoop stuff, and what I've been up to. So starting with book stuff, I got a package. I've been signing up for a few like book tour thingies, but I haven't gotten like confirmation emails that I was gonna get these books, so I have no idea what this is. Like not even kind of a close to a clue. And this is typically why I do this off screen, because I look crazy every time, because I can never get these boxes open or packages or whatever. And this one does not have an easy like oh, okay. Okay. Bro. Oh, let me take this out. Y'all need to know where I live. Fun fact about this book. This book came out in June, or maybe like the first week of July, and I was supposed to be on a book tour for it, and I guess the books got lost in the mail. So I never got it. And so at first I thought like I won't go ever get it. I kind of literally like 2 weeks ago I was kind of like, oh, I guess I'm never getting that book, which is fine. I never made a post about it because I was like, I wanted to have the actual book. But this is Love Spells Trouble by Davenport. I already read it. It's actually a really, really cute and good book. If you're into YA romances, it's fun. She has friends, he has friends. It's witchy. It's set in Houston. Mentions of HBCUs, Texas Southern is like all throughout this book. It's fun. It was a fun read. I thoroughly enjoyed it. If you have this cute deep purple color, okay girl, if you have like teenagers, and you're like, oh, should I get this from, this is a good one, because I think it tells you how to deal with relationships but still being age appropriate. No sex or anything like that in it. It's, I think they kiss in it, but it's nothing egregious or too far. I know a lot of people are concerned about stuff like that, but yeah, this one's a really good read. Now I will have to make a actual serious post about it, because I finally have it. But shout out to Davenport and Bloomsbury, and thank you guys for the book. Appreciate that. Okay, so yeah, I really wasn't expecting to get that. That really just caught me off guard. Oh, what I've been reading lately. So I just finished, like yesterday while I was driving, I finished On the Rooftop by Margaret, Wilkerson, Sexton. I could be making that up. I don't know why I can't remember this lady's name. Let me look at my story graph real quick. Yes, On the Rooftop by Margaret Wilkerson, Sexton. And On the Rooftop is a literary, I know the girls don't like literary because it don't really be a lot happening, and it don't be a lot of happening in literaries, but me, I'm gonna eat it up every time. Okay. And this one is no different. I think I ended up this one is the first one literary that I've read that was like set in a historical time period, so that was interesting, and like a fun twist. And I think I really enjoyed that this book was set in the 1950s, and I think sometimes we romanticize what the 1950s looks like, and we really shouldn't be doing that. But and this book was a reminder of why. But the thing that I love about literary books is that they kind of remind you that, like, one, that everybody is going through different things, and sometimes you're in a situation that feels bigger than what it is. And I think this one in particular was a great book for me to read right now, because there were so many different types of relationships in the book. And right now I'm in this, like, I don't know, me and relationships are doing a thing right now that I feel like I need to understand better. And so it was really interesting to read about a variety of different types of relationships, with the mother-daughter relationships being the overarching relationship in the book. So definitely one I would recommend if you like literaries. Yes, the book is very slow. It's slow. But reading slow books is good sometimes. Sometimes you need to slow down, okay? And you need to take in what the author is saying, and think about how it fits into your life. And even if it don't fit into your life, I bet you it relates to somebody you know. And this is where you start to, like, get advice and stuff like that, and you can help other people. So just, if you into literaries, if you into familial relationships, if you into, there's a character in the book who is really living one of those the grass is greener where you water it lives, and she's going through that. And so I don't know, it's overall a really interesting read. I recommend it. If y'all have read it, obviously, let me know. I think I ended up rating it, I think I'm gonna give it 4 stars. I haven't written my review out, but it's gonna come. I'll probably post it on Storygraph. I'll probably post it on Instagram too, and TikTok. Speaking of TikTok, actually, I'm gonna come back to that TikTok thought. Another book I've recently read was Ace. Excuse me, Ace: What Asexuality Reveals About Desire, Society, and the Meaning of Sex. And I had planned to do an entire video about, like, everything that I learned in this book, and a part of me still wants to. I don't know if I will. A part of me still wants to, because I do think I took away a lot of good stuff in the book. Right now, I started a, like, reading journal where I write down quotes from books that I read that I've enjoyed or whatever. Like, I have the physical book of Ace, so I've been going back to highlight, but I also write down the quotes. It's sort of kind of a way to internalize them. And yeah, I feel like this book has, like, taught me a lot. I will say I did pick this book up because I felt like I might be asexual, and I don't know if it answers that question in the way that I was intending for it to answer. I think I picked this book up expecting to get a checklist of things to follow, and it was not that. It was not that. But I do have to shout out Angela Chen, because I do think it was very well written, and I think one of the things that she hammers home is that if you feel like a label, if you feel like a label, like, fits your persona, if you feel like you might fall into a category, then claim it. Like, feel free to identify as that, like, whatever that label is, because you spending a lot of time, like, trying to do these, like, thorough research and all of that just to see how you can fit into a specific label, you're kind of wearing yourself out a little bit, because you're not necessarily going to find the answer that you're looking for. And So to me that kind of says, okay, like, Jermaine, just like, if you think you're asexual and you feel like you fit into that category, then claim it. I don't know if I'm at the claim it part though. Like, I'm not sure that I'm ready to be like, yeah, I'm asexual. And that idea of like claiming it and like not being ready to claim it, it feels crazy, because it's like, why wouldn't you be? It's just a label. You can be whatever you want. But also it's like, what does that mean for my life, right? Like, what does that mean if I walk around and I say that I am ace, right? Like, what does that mean? Especially as like a person who doesn't really know anybody else who is that, who claims that, like, who claims that label. It just feels like unfamiliar territory, and I'm just like, I'm not quite there yet. But it's something that I'm thinking about. It's something I'm thinking about spending some time with. I will probably read more books about asexual, and maybe I'll get to the point where that I fully claim that. But we're not there yet. The other thing that I think she drives home too is that regardless of label, and it kind of goes back to the if you feel it, claim it. That there is no perfect person for each label, right? Like, you wouldn't say somebody is like, everybody doesn't experience sexuality the same way, because, and this was my, like, probably my most interesting part of the book to me, and when she said it, I was kind of like, why have I never thought of that before? But she says this thing about communication, and how, like, while words have definitions, she basically says that, like, while words have definitions, because of language and like how people grow up, words don't always mean the same things to you as they mean to other people. And that point was really driven home for me when I was talking to my best friend about it, and I was just kind of telling her what I just said, and we were talking about the word crush, and she was saying how, like, when she has a crush on somebody, she thinks it's just that period of, oh, well, I have feelings for somebody, but I've never told anybody about them, or I haven't told that person yet. Whereas, like, a lot of people view the word crush as like that phase where you like somebody, but you don't really know them like that, so you can't really say you like them yet, but there's something there. And me and her kind of went back and forth about, like, that meaning of that word, but it just obviously hammered home the whole point to me of, we all experience language differently, and that's why it's really important to say what you mean, but also, like, never feel bad, or never be afraid to clarify, because what you might have said, it might have made sense to you, but how somebody is receiving that isn't always the same. But it also hammers home the point of, like, say what you want, like, be explicit about what you want, because again, you might say something and you might mean it a certain way, and that other person might not receive it the way that you meant it to be received. So be very, very clear and explicit about what you want, especially when it comes to relationships, sex, intimacy, all of those things, because it matters and it's gonna make a difference. So those are kind of like the main takeaways from the book, and I really appreciated the way she incorporated, like, how race plays a part. Like, she herself is Asian, but she talked about how, like, it affects Asian people and how it affects Black people. She talked about it in terms of disability, and how, like, a lot of people who are disabled they don't feel accepted by the disability community or the asexual community. And she goes into why. You should read it if you want to know more details about it. She talked about that. She talked about being the perfect ace, and what that is. It was I feel like it was a pretty thoroughly done book. Again, not a checklist for you to read and say, hey, like, it's definitely not a checklist for you to be like, oh, like, here are the ways that make you asexual, because she also does, she spends a throughout the entire book, we're talking to people who identify as ace, but none of them look the same. And I don't mean like physically look the same, like their personality, how they experience asexuality, how they talk about asexuality, their relationships to sex, the types of partners they have, like all that is so different. But they're all under this umbrella term. So it's a really interesting read, and also just kind of, I will say, if I ever get to the point of being like, hey, I'm asexual, I will be giving a lot of credit to this book for showing me that it doesn't have to be like a one-size-fits-all thing. And because I just said all of that, I probably won't make a second video because I did not mean to like dive into that like that. But it was a good book. I really appreciated it. The narrator was good, and yeah, that's Ace. I think I told y'all the last time about Francine's Spectacular Crash and Burn and True Briz. Both of those bangers. I might go back and give Francine 5 stars. I don't know. She's at 4.5 right now. I gave Ace 4.75. On the Rooftop, I think I'm going to give it 4 stars. I'm not really sure how to fix it, but it wasn't, I didn't finish reading the book with the idea that I loved it, and I need to sit and think about why I didn't love it. Probably the pace is probably a little bit to do with it. And it's like, I feel like the pace was a problem, but I don't know if I would have wanted it to be sped up, you know? I honestly think my gripe might be that we might have needed to spend a little bit more time with each character to really like get their final thoughts on their overall displacement. Yeah, I like that as a reason why it won't be a 5 stars. Let me run it with that. The next book, I'm actually currently reading Wahala by Nikki May. The author is biracial, and all of the characters are biracials with daddy issues. So that's gonna be an adventure. I don't read a lot of books by biracial authors. I don't even typically break them down. Like if an author is black, I'll just throw the biracial people in that same category. Like they're black and white, I'll put them with black people. But Nikki May is very explicit about her being biracial, and she's very explicit about the characters in Wahala being biracial. They're all Nigerian and British. And it's interesting already to start. Like each woman also has daddy issues. I think I just said that, but each woman has daddy issues. They're biracial, and I think they're all living in Britain right now. I don't know, but this is why I love books about women, because obviously everybody has a different experience. Like we can all overlap and have similar identities and even ways in which we grow up, but like the intimate details of your life really set you apart from other people. And I just know that each one of these women is about to be chaotic. So not gonna lie, I'm in for the ride. I am in for the ride. Nikki, I will be sticking beside you. Yeah, we're gonna see how that goes. I also need to read Assata. I have the book somewhere in here in my home. I have that book, but I'm supposed to read that for book club. They are probably like almost halfway finished with the book, and I have not started it, so not doing good. I'm not doing good there, but I'm gonna read it. I'm for sure gonna read it. And it might have to just be in one sitting. One of the girls I'm in book club with said that there's like an audiobook there. I don't think there's an official audiobook for this book, but like somebody on YouTube read the book, so it's an audiobook. Excuse me. So I think I'm gonna try to find that and just listen to it. Because I've been wanting to read Assata for so long, and this is actually my time to read it, so we're gonna lock in on that. I feel like that's the longest I've talked about reading in a while. So let's get into hoops. I didn't realize it's been 20 minutes, but hey, you know, things happen. Basketball topics. The basketball standings are crazy right now. Let's just take a glance at them together. Look at my faves. Becky. How do you, I need to scroll. That's not what I wanted to do. Oh, it zoomed in like that. Okay, I see what's happening. Look at these standings, bro. The Atlanta Dream are a 2 seed. They are beating the fake contender allegations. But the New York Liberty, you have now earned them. Good luck. Did not expect the Lynx to beat New York. They're already 3-0. They play them again on Tuesday. Honestly, I'm not rooting against the Lynx anymore. 4-0 it is. Both teams are, Lynx are still without the Liberty, still without Izzy, Stewie, and Stewie. Somebody else not available. Niara Sabli. Neither of the three are there. But to me, like, I just cannot give New York the benefit of the doubt, because you still have Emma Mieseman, who is a finals MVP. You have JJ, who's an MVP and a finals MVP. And you have Sabrina Ionescu, who's supposed to be one of the best guards. People were trying to crown her as the best guard in the league, which I don't agree with, by the way. But they were trying to crown her with that. And so it's like, if you have those three pieces that a lot of other teams do not have. Like the Dream don't even have an MVP candidate. I mean, Leisha's their MVP candidate this year, but like, they don't have any. Their champions are BG. They got 6th Woman of the Year, Bree Jones, whatever. They have a good team, is my point. But I cannot cut New York slack. I'm so sorry. I can't do it. But the Dream have to play the Aces. The Aces, y'all, are in a 5 seed. They were legitimately just fighting for their life as a 9 seed like 3 weeks ago. The WNBA standings have been crazy. And I can't even believe this. The Fever, what are we, a 6 seed? Man. The Fever, babies, we are on Survive in Advance. I don't care about nothing else. Survive in Advance. Y'all know we have to play the Lynx 3 times? 3 times. 3 times, and we have 1 point guard. Blessings to everybody involved. I know they're going to try to get their get back after we beat them in the Commissioner's Cup. I know they are. I know they are. I know they are. Like, you have to laugh before you start crying. Like, what the fuck? Go to St. Valkyries. I've been giving them a lot of shit, but I don't know. Natalie Nakase is my number 2 for Coach of the Year. My person above her is Carl Smesko. Both of them are year 1 coaches. I mean, her expectations were way lower than his. But I feel like they both exceeded expectations in a way. And I typically don't like rooting for a man, but I am so impressed with Atlanta, especially like doing this without having Ryan Howard and without having, you know, Jordan Canada for multiple times. Like, I'm deeply impressed with the Atlanta Dream. So Carlos Mexico does get my nod for Coach of the Year. But even though I'm a Valkyries hater, I do have to shout them out because they've done really well. They've played really good. They defend well. They play hard every time. I mean, I'm fascinated. I'm fascinated by them, even though I don't want to be. The Seattle Storm. It's not funny, but like the Seattle Storm are a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They're an 8th seed. The Seattle Storm, who brought back most of their team from last season, is an 8th seed. I do not foresee Noel Quinn being the coach of that team at the end of the year. Unless somehow they go on a miracle run and become a championship team, everything's cooked. Blow it up. Blow it up. The Sparks. I'll talk about the Sparks and the Washington and the Mystics in a second. But both of them, super fun teams. Love them. Love them. It's funny because I was booing the Sparks. I was whacking them because they've looked crazy all year. And then randomly, they decided they wanted to be a winning basketball team. And I do respect it. I do respect their commitment to trying to make the playoffs. And low-key, I'm praying on Golden State's and Seattle's downfall so that the Sparks can get in. I won't even lie about it. Dallas Wings, Chicago, Connecticut. I don't really have nothing for y'all. Good luck. At this point right now, the Connecticut Sun have already been eliminated out of the playoffs. So they just playing for vibes at this point. But I do respect them because they've been looking good. They took my team down to the wire, to overtime. Well, we took them to overtime. But they was beating us in the head. So I do have to respect them a little bit. Not too much, but a little bit. Wings in Chicago. I really just want both teams to hit double-digit wins. I don't think it's going to happen. But I'm going to pray that both of them get at least 2 more wins. I need that. I need that. I need that. I skipped the Mercury. I skipped them. But what I will say about the Mercury is Alyssa Thomas. Alyssa Thomas is my MVP. I will say it. She is doing something. Her numbers statistically are numbers that we have never seen in the WNBA before. And the crazy part is she did it in 2023. And people, I guess, thought it wasn't that important back then. And so she decided to do it again, but do it better. I do think the Connecticut Sun were like in a better position in terms of the standings in 2023. The Mercury at 4th right now, which isn't bad. It's pretty good. Given the situation, like their big 3 wasn't big 3-ing. I didn't even say big 3-ing. Like they weren't even healthy. All of them weren't even healthy until August. So I do have to give them a lot of credit for how they've maintained through this season. But they got to keep winning. They got to keep stacking wins. But again, AT's my MVP. She's again doing something we've just never seen before. And I understand why people are, wanting to pick Fee. Fee's the best player on the best team. She does make the Lynx just go. Like the Lynx look incredible. I cannot say more about that. And Fee is absolutely that best player. So she's the best player on the best team. You got Asia Wilson, who is... Asia Wilson is just... Hi! In the chat. Asia Wilson is just incredible, bro. Like, and I know I rooted against her in 2023 because, again, I thought AT should have won it then. And I have to root against, I ain't gonna say root against her, but I have to pick AT now because she's still just, it's incredible what Alyssa Thomas is able to do as a point forward. That lady don't have shoulders. I don't think people understand that. She cannot shoot a 3-pointer. And she's like top 15 in all 3 of the major statistical categories. Like, nobody has done that. Like, nobody's doing that. But anyway, my point about A'ja Wilson just continues to ascend. And one thing we talked about on the pod like a couple of weeks ago, well, maybe like 2 episodes ago, was how like MVPs, once somebody becomes an MVP, that sets their baseline. That's their bar, right? So it's like, if we're gonna give this person MVP again, they have to surpass that. And A'ja is setting these high ass bars and then exceeding them, and it's crazy to watch. I fear she will probably go down as one of the best basketball players I've ever seen with my own eyes. Like, Candace Parker is still my GOAT. Tamika Catchings, what a legend. But A'ja Wilson will probably be one of the best basketball players I've ever seen with my own eyes. And I can't believe, like, I get to witness that, like, right now. Like, I cannot believe I'm witnessing that. What she's doing for the Aces to now be a 5 seed when they were just a 9 seed. And it's on the back of A'ja Wilson. Like, it's on her back. I think A'ja has currently the highest differential for, like, on and off. And I think of the 4 MVP candidates. So of Fee, AT, A'ja, and Allisha Gray. I think A'ja has the highest differential. Then it's Leash. Then it's AT. And then it's Fee. So really the top three of them. So really, again, I feel like it's 2023 all over again, because it's A'ja or AT for me. And it's like, I get it. I get the Fee case. I really, really do. But it's really A'ja or AT for me. And I'm gonna be kind of disappointed if neither one of them win. Maybe not as disappointed as I was in 2023 when they both lost. But I think I will still be pretty disappointed if neither one of them win this year. And that's really not, I don't want that to be like a nod or shade to Fee, because again, she's having an incredible season. The links look great, and she's very much solidified herself as like top. Like, in terms of best players in the WNBA, like, for me right now, it's probably A'ja, Fee, AT. Is that true? Maybe. She's top 5 for me regardless. I don't know if that number and I just gave was true, but she's top 5 for sure. And so, yeah, that's the standings. Washington versus Sparks. I actually went to my first Mystics game yesterday, and I got these cute, you can't really see it, hold on. It was like, they have like fan appreciation night or whatever, or the month of August is fan appreciation night. Nights, karma, I don't know. But they gave us friendship bracelets that you can make. But they also gave us ones that, thanks, it was so fun. They also gave us ones that like were pre-made, and I can't lie, I got some of these from Together when I went to All-Star, and I loved them. I didn't know I was like a friendship bracelet lover, but like I get the hype now. I completely get it. It was a fun game. I got some stickers. I don't know where I'm gonna put these, but they will go somewhere. Saying that to say, that game was so fun, and it was super fun. It was funny because I was cheering for I love Rickea Jackson, so I was cheering for Rickea Jackson and cheering for the Mystics. And so like the people I was sitting around, mostly my friends, but other people were kind of like laughing at me because I would be like cheering for Rickea, and they'd be kind of like, girl, pick the right team. And I'm like, I mean, shout out to Mystics, but anyway, so that was super fun. But that leads me to the last thing I want to talk about, and that's this Rookie of the Year debate. It it's so funny because I made a TikTok probably like a couple of weeks ago. I recorded myself a TikTok and I was like, oh, like here's my rookie of the year thing. And I was like, I'm pretty sure that Paige Bueckers is gonna win. I'm still pretty sure that Paige Bueckers is gonna win, but I'm almost certain that Sonia Citron and Kiki will too, but Sonia Citron will absolutely get some first place votes, and I would completely agree with it. This rookie of the year kind of had no bearings for me because Paige is obviously like coming off national championship, like she's always was supposed to be the girl, but she's not a player that I always watched versus like a Sonia. I watched a lot of Notre Dame the last couple of years, and Sonia hasn't been one of my favorite players. Like, I mean, you go back and read my tweets, I mean, don't maybe, but she wasn't always one of my favorite players. And but to see her now, and it's funny because I feel the same way about Paige. Like, to watch Paige play in the W right now, it's not a culture shock because it's like I knew she was a great basketball player. Like, I already knew that about her. But I just didn't realize the level of like how good she was. And so every time I watch a Wings game, I'm like thoroughly impressed about what Paige can do. And I am still very much team Paige Bueckers off ball because the way she plays off ball is, again, might have been the greatest thing I've seen with my two eyes, at least in recent memory. Okay. And so Paige has been incredible. However, I don't even know if that's really a however, statement, but like on the other side of that, Sonia Citron has proved something to me. Okay. Like, she has shown me something. Especially since Brittany Sykes has gone, like, clutch time, like it's really about to be Sonia clutch time Citron, because she's always ready for the moment. And it's funny because I think I had tweeted the other day, like, the rookie of the year debate is kind of coming down to like, do you want like a somewhat consistent player or do you want a crunch time player? And honestly, neither one of them is the wrong answer. I do think in that scenario, I lean the Mystics because, right, it's like this team is pulling out wins. But Dallas not winning isn't really Paige's fault. And I'm not getting into that. I'm not going to get into that further. But, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm still pretty certain. I think before I was like 95% sure that Paige Bueckers was going to win Rookie of the Year. But now I'm probably down to 75%. I feel 75% sure. I mean, Paige has put together a very solid body of work. I think she's leading the rookies in she's leading rookies in points, assists. She's leading rookies in points and assists for sure. Kiki is the rebounds leader. Layla Lacan is the steals leader. I think Sanaya Rivers is the blocks leader. I'm thinking hard about this. Like, we didn't just post this on the pod page. Like, I didn't just post it this morning. But anyway, Paige is like top 5 in all the other categories. Her and Sonia, the numbers I would say probably the overall numbers favor Paige, but the head-to-head numbers, those favor Sonia. And me personally, even when I'm thinking about MVP, those head-to-head numbers kind of matter to me. And so does winning. And so I completely understand. That's kind of why I'm down to 75%, because I'm like, I could completely understand why you would put Sonia Citron, like why you would vote her as number 1. Like, I completely understand why you would make her Rookie of the Year, especially her progression. She don't have Brittany Sykes anymore, so they can't just say, oh well, you know, she's being carried, right? She's earning it. And you can tell that the Mystics as a team are kind of buying into her. Like, down the stretch of that game, they was going to Sonia. Well, when they needed a shot, they was going to Sonia. Like, it was going to her. And I think I saw somebody say that, like, they tried to discredit Sonia by saying that, like, Kiki isn't. They tried to use people saying that Sonia is the go-to player for the Mystics to discredit what Kiki Iriafen has been doing. And that's just silly to me. Your teammates, what your teammates do has an effect on how you play, but like that speaks to more overall team success than what you have the ability to do. So to the wins point, it's like, yeah, maybe the Mystics have better coaching or a better team, but and maybe that's the thing that's helping them get the wins and not necessarily like the individual achievements. But Kiki Iriafen is absolutely hooping, and if you discredit her and what she's doing, then you have the other side say, well, then Paige isn't doing enough, right? Because if you're saying that her teammates helping her is what's helping her win, then it's like, well, maybe you need to say that Paige isn't doing enough to help her team win. Maybe she needs to be doing more to push them over the edge. But again, I think that's a silly argument overall. Kiki Iriafen is absolutely hooping, and she's had some like clutch time plays of her own, but I think we've seen her do her best work when she just kind of playing throughout the game and just letting the game come to her too. So anyway, yeah, that's Rookie of the Year. I'm excited to see these awards at the end of the year. I mean, I'm excited but kind of nervous. I think I did my MVP. I think I did my award picks on the last time I did this. I don't know if much of them have changed. Like, it's still AT MVP, Rookie of the Year. Rookie of the Year, I think I still lean Paige. I'm 75-25 in the same way. I think I still lean Paige. Coach of the Year, Carl Smesko, obviously. Sixth Woman of the Year is still Naz Hillman. And honestly, that's the one award, if it doesn't happen the way that I want it to happen, I will be making some calls. Because I'm right. Period. MIP, personally, my pick is Azurá Stevens. And at first it was because I was like, okay, all of her statistical categories have jumped. But the same thing is true for both Naz Hillman and Veronica Burton, who are also two candidates that I think are really good, still good candidates. I still lean Z because I think she's just been, to me, much more consistent than the other two. And the Sparks really need her to get, like, to maintain in order to win. Like, yeah, they need De'Erica Hamby to also be good, but there's a very, to me, it's a big difference when Z isn't really given the shots or the reps to play. So Azurá Stevens is my MIP pick. Executive of the Year is going to be fun. Honestly, I think it could go to anybody. Hot take, it could go to Kurt Miller, being that, I mean, this team is bad, but like I could see why he's built some fun things. He's definitely not going to win. Let me take that hot take back. The Dream is probably a good option. They might give it to the Liberty just because they got Emma Meeseman. Who else made wholesale changes? Nobody. This is the Fever, but we got too much going on. I don't see us getting any awards at the end of the season. But on that note, Kelsey Mitchell does need to make an all-W team. Kelsey Mitchell absolutely make an all-W team. And that's another person that if she does not end the year with something, I will be writing letters and rioting. Okay? Because it's getting unfair. But yeah, that's all I got. Talking so much, girl. Talking so much. But this is, I needed to get that stuff off my chest, you know? What I don't usually do, follow my TikTok account. I really need to get to 10,000 followers. Go to my page to see how close I am to 10K. Yeah, follow me. My @ is a piece of J. I kind of wish I had that written somewhere, that I could. This is gonna come up backwards probably, but I need y'all to follow me on TikTok because I need 10,000 followers so that I could be like monetized and like popular or whatever. How I'm sitting at a desk and I can't find a black pen. What year is it? This one works. I don't know why I'm writing this. Like my @ name isn't the same. The same name that's on here on YouTube is the same name that it is on TikTok. So why did I write this down? I don't know. But if you need a visual reminder, here's my TikTok. Follow the account. You can also follow me on Instagram. I post way more hoop stuff more often on TikTok. Instagram kind of gets it, but Instagram gets more of the book stuff. So, you know, I'm trying to be better about posting everything everywhere, but it's harder than it seems, okay? So bear with me. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning into another episode of Loving Books and Hoops. I'll see you next time.